Okay, so there's this force, this great force in the universe, right? And it takes whatever you have and then multiplies it and then multiplies it and then multiplies it by each time more multiples, more multiples, more multiples, make things bigger and bigger. This force is so powerful that Albert Einstein himself called it the eighth wonder of the world. And that force is compound interest. Okay, so I know a lot of you are new to this channel. I know some of you might be brand new to investing, and some of you might be brand new to banking. That's cool. We're starting from wherever we are, right? I just thought that it would be very important to talk about the power of compound interest today and how that affects you. Have you ever wondered why a lot of wealthy people seem to accumulate money so easily? They say that there's this thing called the Pareto distribution, and they say basically each for every 20% of actions, you're going to have 80% of your results, or the more you have, the more is going to go to you. And it's no surprise then when we see certain people with a certain amount of wealth, let's say billionaires, they can accumulate millions like nothing. And part of that is compound interest. How does that affect you? I want to tell you how that's going to affect you, because it will affect you and it will affect you more and more. You're going to start out small, but like I said, through the power of multiplication, we're doing this to the power of many times, right? You're going to have great wealth if you stick with it. I want to tell you a story, right? This story explains compound interest so beautifully. So it takes place in this city, this little kingdom in South India, right? And in this story, in this legend, there was this king who loved to play chess, and he would have a game with whoever would sit with him, right? And one day, this sage, this philosopher, he walked up to him and said, "I want to play you a game of chess, and I do believe I will beat you." And he said, "Okay. And if you beat me, what do you want as your prize?" That's what the king said to the sage. The sage said, "Oh, it's simple, right? I just want 1 grain of rice for the first spot on the chessboard, 2 grains of rice for the second, 4 grains of rice for the third, and so forth, multiplying by 2 for each space until the chessboard is filled up. You're going to multiply each space by 2 for the next space." And the king, he said, "Okay, well, we have 1 grain, 2 grains, 4 grains, 8 grains, 16 grains. It's not a big deal. I'm a very rich king. So let's play this game of chess, right?" So the king played the sage in chess, and he just so happened to lose. And he said, "Okay, I lost, and I'm a man of my word. So let me keep my word. Let me give you your rice." And the king started to put more pieces on the chessboard: 16, 32, 64, for each space, doubling and doubling. And he didn't have enough rice. But not only that, when he calculated it, he figured that it would make his entire kingdom bankrupt. And more than that, it would have been 5 multiples or something like that of every bit of rice that was being produced at that time. How is it that from a couple grains of rice, you ended up with multiples of what the kingdom could produce, right? And that is the power of compound interest. Now, according to this story, this legend, this just this story, it turns out that the sage was actually their god Krishna in disguise, right? And he said, "Don't worry, you don't have to pay me all at once. Here's what we're going to do: you're going to give free rice in your temples, and you're just going to keep on giving free rice until the debt's paid off." And that's why if you go to that temple, and I'll be honest, I forgot the city, but it's in South India, you can still get free rice at their temples as part of this legend. I thought that was very interesting, but that demonstrates the power of compound interest. How does that affect you, right? Well, it's like this: if you're putting money in your bank, let's say, or you're loaning it out, let's say, right? And you're you let's say you start with $1,000 and you loan it out at 10% a year, right? That means after the first year, you have your original 1,000 back, and you have 10%, which is 100, right? Now let's say, so that means you have 1100 all of a sudden. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. You made $100, right? But let's say that you take the entire thing and you loan it out again for the same 10%, right? Well, now you're loaning out 1100, not 1000. So 10% of 1100 is going to be 1000, or excuse me, it's going to be 110, right? 110 is 10% of 1100. So instead of getting 100 back, you're getting 110. And if you keep on doing that over and over, if you keep on reinvesting it over and over, you're going to get not just interest on the initial amount you had in there, but you're going to get interest on your interest on your interest. So you're going to be building money on money. You know, they say that your gold is like soldiers. They're your soldiers. It's your job to command your soldiers, and they will go out and do whatever you want them to do. But the thing is, these golden soldiers, your pieces of gold, your money, they don't require sleep. They don't require anything. They can go out there and earn you money round the clock while you're sleeping, and that is the power of compound interest. I wanted to share with you something real quick, if I could. So we have this formula here, and what does this formula mean, right? Well, A, that's the amount, right? And that's basically telling you how much you're going to get at the end of this. P is the amount you're investing, right? So let's say you started off with $1,000, right? You're going to multiply it by 1 plus R over N, where R is your interest rate and N is how many times it's compounding each time period, right? So like if it's compounding 12 times each year, then N is going to be 12, and your T over here, your time in years, is going to be 1 for 1 year, right? So basically, this is the formula, and I'm going to leave it right here. It's just going to tell you how much you're going to make compounding, right? And I think it's really fabulous. You know, I'm going to put it up there one more time. It needs to be up there one more time, right? I want you to look at this, because it is telling you how much interest you're going to get on your interest. So I think that's really, really amazing. And again, when your money is out there making money for you, right? When you're making money on your interest, it's making money while you're asleep. It's making money while you're on vacation. It's making money while you're sick, you know? So you don't have to do much of the work. They say that the first $100,000 is the hardest. And yeah, it's going to be super, super hard if you do not have that much saved up. If you don't have 1,000 saved up, it's not a big deal. But, you know, start from where you are and keep moving forward, right? But you have to put away 10 to 20% per paycheck, every paycheck. And eventually it's going to start building on itself. And then it'll be ready for the day you're ready to invest in it. In the meantime, learn about investments. Go on YouTube, check out videos, check out courses on Coursera. On Coursera, this is not a commercial, but on Coursera, they have the best teachers in the world. They have the best universities in the world offering classes for free. They have it in finance and business and lots of really cool things. So, you know, check it out. Again, YouTube, free resource. You have Audible. You have the best authors in the world, including Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger. You know, you have a lot of these people out there writing books for you so that you can learn about this. And in the meantime, you're just saving up. You know, once you have $100,000, the first $100,000 is the hardest. But when you have such a large amount, you know, let's say your money goes up by 5% in a year, right? So if you have $100,000, what is that? What is 5% of $100,000? That means that you made $5,000 just by letting it sit there, you know. But hopefully you're making a little bit more than that. Let's say you made, I don't know. I'm making numbers up, but let's say you had a phenomenal year and you made 10% or more, right? 10% of $100,000, that's $10K. That's $10K you're gonna get just for leaving your money wherever you left it, whether it be in high yield savings account, in money market accounts, in index funds, in any number of safe investments, right? And you know, there are more advanced strategies. You can go out there, you can invest in this, that, and the other. You can invest in real estate, crypto, whatever. I'm not here to tell you what to invest in, but I will talk a little bit about these things in my next video, different asset classes. That's what they call them, right? Whether it be stocks, bonds, crypto, real estate, gold, or other commodities. So I just wanted to leave you with that. I hope you got something out of this compound interest video. You guys are awesome. I love talking to you guys. You know, if you can like, subscribe, I super appreciate it. I just want you to take care of you and take care of each other. Love you all. Peace.